So I am Gen X. I am 50 some odd years old, right? In my early 50s. Let me just say in my early 50s. I'm loving life to a certain point. And many of us in my age group, whether it's plus or minus 9 or 10, we're wondering what's that burning desire. We're wondering why in the world do I want to get out of the rat race? Do I want to be independent? Do I want to no longer answer to nobody and do what I want to do? We're wondering because it's burning inside of us. Why am I so at the point where I like had enough? For many of us, we have worked 20, 30 plus years and we still feel like we're at the beginning of not necessarily our career, but just in life. And we've been taught the abundance of hard work and sacrifice, putting everything on hold for your career and push through. In your young years, work as hard as you can and you will be fine. Buy a house, buy a car, get an education, all of these different things. And all it is feeding into the system. That's all it is. Growing up, being born in the 70s, we came out of parents being just feeling liberated, feeling conquering, like my life mission now, we have rights, especially as an African American or as a Black American or as a Black man. I feel like my parents and their baby boomers have paved the way for us to be successful in so many ways. And we grew up being raised and being taught in the work environment as well as in the family environment to work hard, get an education, excel, do better than the average, and you will be good. And there was peaks where that mattered, and there was peaks where that didn't matter. But we're left here. All of this time I worked, I looked and I say, I really have a few things to show for it, but I really thought that all of this hard work I would be further along. And so we're left with surviving the crack epidemic. If you're born in the South as a Black male, you conquered not being kidnapped. You conquered a lot of different things through '08. You conquered pandemics, AIDS, all of this stuff. And you already know what happened in 2020. You've conquered a lot. You're feeling like you've been resilient, but that left a lasting effect on you, whether you agree with it or whether you don't. Psychologically, it leaves an effect on you. And what you're left with is, what do I do and why am I here right now? And then you say, yeah, I get it on the spiritual side. I get that. But I want to have some type of fulfillment and I want to get away from it all. That's why Gen Xers have this burning desire to just be free, not be judged, not be questioned about their decisions and what they're making, and just use their creativity, use their mindset, use their innovation to do what they want to do. That's why we homestead so much. That's why a lot of us are leaving the city to get away from the rat race, to get away from the quote norm or what you're expected to do, because we no longer are taking it. We're sick of all of that, what's expecting you to do, productive citizen and all that kind of stuff, because we've tried all of that and then our eyes are wide open now and we see that it was just feeding into a machine that does not really benefit us. It rewards us in small increments that make us keep feeding that machine. And many of us are sick of it. We're tired of it. So that's why it's such a big movement for us to just want to be resilient off the grid, go into the woods. We've been latchkey kids. We've been independent since day one. Our parents did the best they could do because they said, look, this is what we didn't have. And we watched people that was more successful. They did it, so it must work. But there were so many things that was on the sideline that they didn't know about. And there's nothing wrong whatsoever. Much respect to all the baby boomers that raised us, But now we're at the point now where we are the ones that now grandparents, parents of adults, parents of college students, and we're like, we just want to be free. We just want to live in a place that we can enjoy life. We not have all of these obligations that we have put ourselves in just to feel like we're normal. Because being in debt is not normal, fam. Let me say this one more time. Being in debt is not normal. Owing somebody the rest of your life is not normal. Working tirelessly it used to be 9 to 5. I don't know why we still using that term. It's any hours of the day whenever the company or the corporation wants you to work. We're sick of it. But we're not in a financial place. The majority of us are not in a financial place to have a dog in a hunt, which we think we feel, but we do. But are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to give up modern day conveniences? Are you willing to do the unusual? I had this older woman sit down, I had a conversation with her, and she asked me, because I told her, you know, I lived for over 2 years off grid, me and my fam. And she said, why? Even my mom said, why in the world do y'all want to do that? This is what we work so hard to get away from. But the crazy part about it is she told me also in the same word, I thought that we were poor. And I didn't know that we were poor until I moved to a big city. But then when she said, she realized that we still had food on the table, we still had clothes on our backs, we still had all the natural resources we need. And I thought about the city, you fight so hard just to have those basic necessities. And every day you tirelessly trying to get it. But just to have those necessities, and every now and then to have a little trinket, a little show off, a little gold piece, a little nice car, nice clothes, maybe some technology pieces in your home, or maybe in your pocket, maybe in your wallet. And you look at it and you say, man, I spent all the years and I obtained these things. And I think about the very first car that I own. It's crushed somewhere. It's probably a refrigerator right now. I worked years saving up for that car. You know, I sacrificed a lot of time, a lot of sweat equity for that car. And then I think about other cars that I no longer have. They're gone. There's no difference between clothes, perfume, jewelry, all of that kind of stuff. We do so much. And there's nothing wrong with having goals, having ambitions, and buying things that you want. But you got to ask yourself, what's the value? Because the word is, what's the value in that? We, Generation X, is learning more and more every day how valuable natural resources are. Trees, fruits, vegetables, land, independence, freedom, space, creativity. Things that most people don't think about. Things that most people be like, that's everywhere. Why? You got trees everywhere. No, but it's different when it's on your land. It's different in your space, and it's different when you caring for it, and it's different when food prices going up, but your trees are growing up, and they're producing more than they produce every single year. And then you have the freedom and you have the flexibility of harvesting your own because you grown your own. You invested and you waited years and you took care of it and you watered during the times it was dry and you covered it up during the wintertime. And then now you living in somewhat of abundance. That's independence. That's latchkey kids. And that's what we're all about. So we have this yearning, we have this desire to just be great in our own vision, in our own mind, because what we grew up with was imagination and dreams. And the biggest thing that we can do right now is have enough space to dream again, to pursue those dreams, to go after those dreams, and leave a lasting impression for generations to come, because that's what's important to us more than anything. So y'all stay well, stay blessed, and don't forget, whatever you do, don't forget to keep on growing. Grow. Till next time, y'all stay well, fam. Peace.